This video is sponsored by Skillshare. So here's the thing. 5 months ago, back in July, Kyrgyzstan, the country where my girlfriend and I are living, was starting to get overwhelmed with cases of COVID. Part of the cause was the fact that we'd just left a pretty strict 4-month lockdown, where movement within the country was severely limited. Once it ended, people took the opportunity to travel around the country, many of which heading to the Issyk region, a popular holiday destination due to Lake Issyk and its alluring sandy beaches. This unfortunately played a large part in the major increase in cases, specifically in Karakol and its surrounding villages. While the supply of medical equipment and protective gear was quickly being ramped up in the major cities, the smaller places like Karakol's surrounding villages were being neglected, with some doctors there forced to treat patients without any appropriate clothing or equipment. As Aishola's family live in this region, she was obviously concerned with what she saw going on here and decided to try and do something about it. So please enjoy this video of our little adventure driving across Kyrgyzstan with a car full of medical supplies, delivering it to the villages that needed it.
The idea came, maybe help the regions, because a lot of doctors were working with the patients with COVID, didn't even have protective clothes, and unfortunately the government couldn't provide it, so we decided to do it ourselves. I made the greeting cards with my own designs and eco bags, also printed the designs, and I posted on Instagram, and overnight people started texting me, yes, we will buy the eco bags, yes, we'll get the greeting cards, let's do it, it's a good initiation.
In total, 10 bags and 200 cards were ordered, so for the next few days, Aishola and I rode around Bishkek, delivering them to the various different corners of the city.
So today we've got 5 orders, and now we're going up and gonna deliver the bags and cards to the people. I made the designs long time ago, and I also ordered the bags, and I always wanted these bags to be like in the coffee shops, kind of in the hipster places. Все, спасибо большое, Аида, да. Да, все, ага. Да, всего доброго.
In total, she raised $200 through the sales of the cards and bags, and amazingly, another $400 was donated by friends and family who also wanted to help out the cause. With the money raised, she bought 80 full-body protective suits, 120 drips, 500 syringes, 2 blood oxygen meters, 70 masks, and 120 pairs of medical gloves. We loaded all of this into a Lexus RX 300 from the Bishkek hire company Ruskaya Troika. Thank you, Sergey, for giving us a discount. And we set off across the country towards Karakol. But before we arrive and begin handing out equipment, first a quick word from this video's sponsor. Skillshare is an online learning platform which offers over 25,000 video classes on pretty much anything you can imagine. Most of what I've personally ever learnt regarding filmmaking and editing, I've been taught through the internet, specifically through online video, which is why it's great to have such a wide selection of high quality classes available on Skillshare. One class I've been working my way through recently is called Colour Grading from Beginner to Advanced in Final Cut Pro 10. This has been great for teaching me the best practices for manipulating colour in my videos, and the little tips and shortcuts this class includes has really helped me speed up my workflow. So not only is Skillshare affordable at less than $10 a month with an annual plan, but the first 1,000 of you to click the link in the description will receive a free Skillshare Premium membership, so you can try it out at no cost and learn something new today. Now back to the video.
Driving to the first village now. We've got 2 more after that village to visit. So I don't know how it's gonna go, but it's a little help, but I think it's something that can, keep them a little bit protected before the big donors come.
Sure. It's just better than doing nothing, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, you're never going to make a major difference, but it's just these little things, like with the rental company just giving us a bit of a discount, and you know, I was going out and just handing stuff out. It's not massive. We're not pretending that it is, but it's something, and it will help a little bit, won't it? And it might help save someone's life, you know.
As a protection for us, I will be wearing gloves, and Ed will be just filming, and he will be wearing 2 masks, and I will be wearing 2 masks.
No, we don't wear 2 masks.
Why not?
No, 1 is perfect.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's like wearing 2 condoms. It's not actually safer.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Well, I don't know. I'm just assuming
okay, no,
it's
we're not
probably
wearing 2
actually safe.
condoms. We're not wearing 2 masks. We're just wearing 1 mask. No.
The first village we arrived at was Nikolaivka, a small place of around 2,000 people, and the village where many of Aishola's family members lived. We met Tota, Aishola's cousin.
Привет,
Hi,
Tota,
Tota.
как дела?
Хорошо, как ваши?
And made our way to the village hall. To meet the demand of people infected, during the pandemic, the hall had been converted into a makeshift hospital. What we saw there was promising, with just 1 patient currently in bed there recovering. According to Anara, the only doctor working there, this was a very different story from 2 weeks ago, when all the beds were full.
Ну вы молодец, держитесь сами нормально, не болели еще?
Нет, не того, что.
Да, да,
Хорошо.
болеть нельзя, да?
Тоже, мы вдвоем же работаем. Она
Да, да, она,
переболела,
да?
она болеет.
До сих пор болеет?
Она нет, выписалась, она сейчас дома, пока в домашнем
да.
карантине.
Due to her colleague becoming infected, Anara was forced to treat people alone, and while there was currently only 1 patient staying there, she told us that many people would drop in throughout the day to receive help.
Вам достаточно будет 2?
Да, будет достаточно.
Да?
У нас пока тоже есть
Есть.
которые молодежно все
Тоже,
собирают,
да?
тоже
Ага,
деньги
да.
помогают.
Ну,
Что у нас
хорошо.
не хватает,
Ага,
вот это
вот,
надо.
да. У вас пульсоксиметр есть, потому что я только 1 привезла?
Есть,
да?
Ага,
Ага,
спасибо,
ну,
ага.
чтоб тоже на всякий, да, случай.
Это все эти, да, одноразовые? Да?
Это все одноразовые, да, да. Потому что вы же не дезинфицируете,
Да,
нет
да,
уже,
у
да?
нас есть всё,
Да,
да.
что все одноразовое, да. Ну, хорошо, все, давайте, держитесь. Ага, гель-кете азанде, ага, рахмат.
We left there feeling optimistic, knowing that they were receiving help, and that, in this village at least, the situation was certainly improving. Wow. The next place we drove to had a similar story to the first. The small hospital in Mikhailovka, a small village of around 4,000 people, had also seen a spike in cases this last month, but had now just about got things back under control. Even so, they were still in need of additional protective clothing, which is why we decided to give them a visit.
Здравствуйте. Чё, как у вас дела? Нормально?
Нормально сейчас.
Да.
Уже немножко это...
Лучше стало?
Лучше стало немножко.
Ага.
Ну, в первые дни, конечно, было тяжело. Люди много приходили, а сейчас немножко уменьшилось.
Ну хорошо, Раскули, я сейчас созванивалась, просто мы сейчас я вот такие вот привезла, вот как у вас прям, да, одноразовые, да, ага, одноразовые. Мы просто сейчас в разные села еще поедем, там, где ситуация хуже, поэтому если у вас нормально, я вам оставлю тогда 20 вот этих, хорошо?
А респираторов у вас можешь оставить?
Респираторы могу, но да.
Ну, немножко только.
Ага, хорошо.
Респираторов, если есть,
Да,
пожалуйста.
это просто, наши семьи, наши друзья, мы собрали и просто попросили,
Да, оказывается, наши вот молодцы, молодежь собирали, вот этот концентратор купили, пульсометр купили,
Взяли, да?
все эти, молодежь, люди помогали, это очень хорошо.
Ну, хорошо.
Когда дружные все победим.
Да, ага. Ну, хорошо, спасибо вам, спасибо за ваш труд, да.
Спасибо.
Да, ладно, ага.
Молодцы, спасибо, до свидания вам тоже.
It was great to learn that they'd already received help from the fundraising efforts of the local youth here, and that now, with machines like the new oxygen concentrator they had, if cases did ramp up again, they'd be much better prepared. By the time we left, it was getting late, so we headed into Karakol that evening with the plan of handing out the rest of the stuff tomorrow. We stayed with Sabira, Ashola's mum, and her cat Austin that night. And the next morning headed back out to our final hospital. This one was in Karakol itself, and as the largest medical centre in the area, we were confident they'd be able to make use of the equipment.
We decided to leave everything here because they also check what's going on in other villages and distribute what they have to other regions if they need to. So I think it will be good to leave it here so they have like an insight which village needs it mostly.
Honestly, there's not so much to say about this hospital. They were of course grateful to us for bringing the equipment, but this visit was definitely a much more practical affair of dropping off the equipment, making sure it was all noted down, and then getting out of there. Satisfied?
Yes, so they made a list. It's made for transparency. It's very nice so that we can also see how much we've given to Karakol, because the villages we've given and we took the video. So yeah, no, it's good. I'm happy we've done it. So at the moment they're saying the situation is getting better, but it will be a help for the third wave.
I'm very happy we got to see firsthand how the healthcare system was coping during this time. It was good to see that things were improving, and to assist, in a small way, the doctors on the front line. All of this was totally Ashola's initiative, and I'm very proud of her for doing this. She saw what the problem was, and worked out a way that she could help. We're of course aware that $600 worth of supplies won't make a major difference, and is pretty tiny in the grand scheme of things, but the fact is, it will make a difference. I feel like Raskul from Mikhailovka summed things up pretty well when she said, if we're all friendly to each other, we will beat the virus. And I hope it's true, that through small acts like these, life will slowly get back to normal.
Good.
Good. Done. Well done.
Well done, Ed. Yeah, it's been a work, huh? Disinfect stuff.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Where to now, Mrs.
Camping.
Yeah. Now with all the gear distributed, you bet we weren't just going to simply drive back to Bishkek. We still had the Lexus for the next 7 days, and we plan to use all of them, driving the long way back through the snow-capped mountains and exploring a little more of this beautiful country. So if you're interested in seeing this, and you should be, because we end up in some pretty spectacular places, please subscribe so you don't miss the next video of our week-long Kyrgyzstan car camping adventure. Thank you for watching this slightly different video. As you can probably tell, it's December time now. It's bloody freezing here. I think it's like -10. Obviously that video was shot back in the summertime, sort of end of July, August. So yeah, it's taken me a while to actually get around to getting that one in the edit, but it's done. Hope you enjoyed it, and honestly that's mainly thanks, the fact that I can get around to finally editing it is mainly thanks to everyone that's supporting me on Patreon, especially those legends of you that are supporting on the 3rd tier. So thank you very much. Adam Wan, Alec and Thea Beer, Alistair Duran, Campbell Daff, Christopher Jansons, Damon Walker, Gabe Navaya, Gary Hull, Jeff and Kelly Elder, Gerald M. Neville, James Wallace, Joseph and Rebecca Chivers, Justin Lewis, Malvin Zen, Mark Paris, Philip Merritt, Stephen Jones, Neil Brooks, Warren Snyder and Wolfie. And I'll see you next time for our driving video in the mountains of Kyrgyzstan. I'll see you then. Bye.